matchup between the Denver Broncos and the Philadelphia Eagles. Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And off we go to wrap up this Sunday of action. This taken in at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here's Wilson to throw right away. Forced out to his left. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Heck of a start, a 30-yard pickup on their first play from scrimmage.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
It completes it once more to Anderson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. So we just called his name on the previous snap, and they go right back to him, Charles, for a second consecutive completion.
Yeah, I think what we're discovering on this drive is that he feels like he has answers no matter.
And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Albert Okwuegbunam. His sixth touchdown of the season. And the Broncos march right down the field in 3 plays to claim the early advantage. Extra point from McManus is good. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They start on the ground here at Sanders. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Throwing is Hurts. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. They go play action with Hurts. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
And we're going to see this offense try and spread the field a little bit and utilize the outside 3rd of the field, especially against man coverage. But that time, the defense was up to the task, forcing the incompletion.
He's going deep for Brown. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown. Sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it was right on the money.
And that is absolutely demoralizing for a defense because you've got the offense on the ropes. It's third down. You're trying to get off the field, and then wham, you have a letdown in the secondary, and you give up a big one.
Yeah, and you see the final number there on how far that ball traveled. Pretty impressive. Elliott good with a PAT, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And as these guys enter play in Week 17, we know one thing. They are playoff bound, but they want to win that division title. They told us that is a goal that's been posted in their locker room since day one. They've got the chance to control their own destiny.
And there's nothing more powerful than saying that you won the division, because I know from building a team, when I talk with all the GMs and the player personnel directors, they always talk about to get to the playoffs in the NFL, you have to have a team that's constructed to win your division. Beat those teams first. That's your number one path to getting there, and they can get that done in this game.
The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on third down. Off the play fake, here's Wilson. On the sideline, did he keep his feet in bounds? They say yes. Great job, both feet in, first down. A third down gain of 19.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus. It's caught inside the 25. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
No sense risking anything there on first down. Even though he's still in the pocket, he had a receiver out to his side, so just put that in a spot where the only people who can make a play on it are the trainers and the coaches. Well done.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Wilson throwing the out route incomplete. That's Goodwin. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Throwing again here. Wilson. This is caught. Touchdown, Broncos. Albert O with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Broncos have moved out in front. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
McManus's point after is good, and that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too. Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 49-yard line. Hurts sets up to throw it. His throw incomplete. The Eagles at 7 and 8 now on the year. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. A big play there for Philly. 46 yards. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll run with Sanders. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. Miles Sanders with now 15 rushing touchdowns on the year. And the Eagles are an extra point away from drawing level. Elliott good on the extra point, and we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. Wilson.
Into a sea of defenders, had intercepted. And the Eagles are going to have great field position as this is returned just shy of midfield.
So the interception there, and Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
Throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Pretty entertaining start. 14 all to score on EA Sports. On 1st down, Hurts shoves him aside. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
From the 22, Hurts. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
Here's Hurts to throw.
And that is incomplete.
Right up to that point, I was about to say he's had a pretty good half catching the football, but let's just be honest about it. He should have caught that one.
And he knows that. That was one right in his breadbasket and one he normally catches. So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. It's a The kick by Elliott is good, and they take a 17-14 lead. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe you give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, it's still in the first half here, a long way to go. To throw again on second down. Wilson. He'll go up top here for Hamler. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. So they took their shot. It was a pretty good heave, but in the end, the free safety is the one who comes away with the football.
And two of the traits that you look for in a good free safety, range and decision-making, both on display right there. And it didn't hurt that he's got a good pair of hands, too.
Play action. Here's Hurts. Out to his left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Hurts. He's going to drop this down to Sanders. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. But it's caught on the right side at Smith. And he's going to have an Eagles first down as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Hurts a handoff to Sanders. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. There to make the tackle, Samson Abuka.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold it to just a yard.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Hurts. Throwing for Smith on the out route, and it's caught. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 12-yard line. He'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Let's go now.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. They'll run the jet sweep with Brown. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Some good strong running right there, some power and some explosiveness just about got them into the end zone.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. But he's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal.
The kick by Elliott is good. And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20 to 14 now.
Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. From the 30 on 2nd down, Wilson. Eagle pressure, too much this time.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL.
It's 3rd and long now for Wilson and the Broncos after that sack.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Kelsey White.
And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you throw this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
This is caught. It's Cooks. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. That reception brings him up to the 700 plateau. He's at 700 career NFL catches now.
In that club in baseball, a rather exclusive club and one we talk about all the time. In football, put you in the top 50 all-time range. Not so bad either.
Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Samson Abukum in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. And it'll be intercepted. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And the Broncos are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And looking at this situation, Charles, you got more than a minute. You've got all 3 timeouts. He's got a man complete.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Tony Pollard, 32 yards.
And the Broncos are an extra point away from moving out in front in the final minute of the half.
Extra point from McManus is good. And that will give him the lead here as we get on towards halftime. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
And with him trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get in the field goal range.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts.
Flush to his right. Throw complete right side to Cooks. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll look to throw. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Working with a 2nd and 3. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Smith. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
Hurts to his former Alabama teammate Smith for an Eagle first down.
They'll look to throw again.
Crossing route complete. Catch made by Cooks. Down inside the 10.
And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. 23 yards, the final tally. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. The kick by Elliott is good. So we've reached halftime here on New Year's Eve. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway.
Taking it about the 1.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Airing it out deep for Smith. Oh, wide open, complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. They'll set up a throw. He finds his tight end, Goddard. That's complete.
And the Eagles are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one here. And before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
Touchdown, Eagles! Brandon Cooks, a 9-yard touchdown grab.
And the Eagles take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Elliott now to add the extra point. And that makes it a 9-point game. Touchdown. Here's Elliott on to kick it away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, the next drive, that could make this a 3-possession game.
Got it. What a catch on the sideline. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. Wilson will throw again. And this is taken in by Hamler for a Bronco touchdown. A great effort there. 26 yards. And the Broncos have cut it back within a score. McManus now for the extra point. And the lead is down to 2. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance. As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Throwing is Hurts.
Hard throw, incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
And he's got his man. It's the tight end Goddard. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Wow, 1st first and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. Running right, here's Sanders. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
A big play forthcoming. Here's third and goal. Hurts sets up to throw it.
The quick slant caught. Touchdown. Brandon Cooks. His second touchdown of the night as his guys are able to extend their lead. Elliott on for the extra point. And that makes it a 9-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the save. Jadeveon Clowney, give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Deep ball for Goodwin. And unable to connect. Incomplete. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. The Broncos send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. But he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And taken right at the 35. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them.
Hey, check that. Three.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll drop to throw.
Pass to Brown. He's got it. On the crossing route.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first. They'll run the jet sweep with Brown. And he'll get this down only to the 18.
Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated, both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
He gets it to Cooks. And he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. And now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down. So a big kick coming now for Jake Elliott. This a 31-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. But time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos
at their own 20-yard line. Wilson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. He's got a man, complete.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. You normally talk about the mobility and the accuracy first, but the arm strength, that's what can turn Russ into danger Russ.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on 1st down. Throw left side, caught by Goodwin. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3.
2nd down and 7.
They go play action with Wilson. And it's caught. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Robbie Anderson. A 12-yard touchdown grab.
And the Broncos have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th.
McManus's point after is good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets 1st downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those 1st downs, keep possession of the football.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 6.
Here's Hurts to throw.
And a throw there going to be incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the 1st there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And it'll be 1st and 10 Broncos from deep in their own territory. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. And he's able to break through one tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson to throw.
He'll get that complete to Alberto.
And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. He's been big, 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and we watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed, too.
Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
From the 41, Wilson. Dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. To throw again is Wilson.
And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. And the Eagles are going to have great field position as this is returned just shy of midfield.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Another important 4th quarter series coming up. That last and
look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
And the Broncos are right back in this football game.
A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
And his throw is incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not...
And this is caught on the sideline. Are the feet in? They are. What a catch. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Now here's Pollard. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Tony Pollard with his 2nd touchdown of the night.
And the Broncos have taken a 4th quarter lead.
Throwing now is Wilson. And this is caught. And it's a 3-point game. So they make the decision. They want a 3-point lead versus a 2-point lead, and they got it.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, it seems like the exact right thing to do. Put a little pressure on your defense, but the biggest thing now is you're making the other team chase you.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
Well, this offense trying to change the script here a little bit, CD. Trailing on the scoreboard, and the last time out on the very first play of the drive, they threw that interception.
And you definitely saw his coaches, teammates come over to him on the sideline, trying to help him shake it off, because in this game, his team is down right now. So it's important to make sure you get some confidence back for both the quarterback and the entire offense. Otherwise, those mistakes could continue to pile up.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
And that one into the hands of Brown downfield.
And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. Give him 30 yards there. only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Once again with Sanders. He takes it across for a touchdown. They've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow. Wow.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that will make this a 4-point game. After the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle.
That's caught inside the 20. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow. Wow.
What an outstanding drive right there to take the lead. And also, Charles, didn't leave their opposition with a whole lot of time on the clock.
Yeah, I like the way that you're viewing this because they did a tremendous job to put themselves in a position to win, but they can't celebrate just yet. They've got to clamp down on any big plays and force them to use up those timeouts without making any headway.
And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now, but let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. He'll look to throw. And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds. Elliott good on the extra point, and it would appear, barring some late heroics, they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll put it out to the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. One last shot for Wilson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker.
Picked up by James Bradbury. And the Eagles are going to hang on the final play to get the turnover to seal this football game. Charles, normally when you see a good score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.